Breaking news tonight on WFMY News 2 at 11. A tornado rocks Rockingham County, leaving trees and power lines in the street. No reports of any injuries, but the damage is extensive tonight. A car crushed. First responders working to unblock the roads as we speak. Our team is live across the county tonight from Wentworth to Reidsville. After several hours of warnings, a tornado touched down. And you got to check out this video of the storm. A viewer shot this video right off their back porch. You could see the clouds twisting through the trees there. Another viewer sent us this video of the storm. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley took a close look at this tonight, and he says this is the tornado. The video is sped up a bit so you can see the rotation there. This video was shot in Wentworth. All right, let's take you to the scene now. WFMY News 2's Grace Holland is live in Reidsville, just off Wentworth Street. Grace, you got there shortly after the tornado came through. What's it like out there now?
Chad, this is one of the harder hit areas on Wentworth Street. We're told that there is more damage further down the road behind me, but we haven't been able to get down there because of these large trees and power lines that are down. I want to show you some video from earlier. There was a man who had his car trapped between power lines and a downed tree. We were there as a lineman, checked the lines and helped him to safety. Neighbor Marcus Broadmax told me the man was driving as the storm came through. Broadmax says he, his dad, and his dog took shelter in the basement when the wind picked up.
We all got in the basement, and then I heard my dog barking, so I ran back outside to grab my dog, and by that time I seen the tornado touch the ground and was going all the way down Wentworth Street. And that's the scariest I've ever been in my life. Never seen anything like that before.
We also found this red truck abandoned. The front windshield was smashed. Crews were working along the street to clear the debris so that first responders could get through. And it is going to be a long night for these crews that are working to get everything cleared here in Wentworth. So if you see them out and about working, make sure you give them plenty of time and space to work safely.
Grace, thank you. This is how we knew that this was a tornado that hit Rockingham County. Look at this map here. So you see all that green inside the red? Well, that's debris spotted on the radar. Between that and confirmation from the National Weather Service, we know a tornado touched down. And first responders, they're going to be working through the night to respond to this disaster. WFMY News 2's Jenna Krazina is also live there tonight outside their command center near Rockingham Community College. Jenna.
Yeah, Chad, the community college parking lot is where all of the different agencies that are helping tonight around Rockingham County are staged. You can see there are dozens of first responders here. You have everything from EMS to the fire department and the sheriff's office, the command post again here at the community college. Now, these crews, of course, working around the clock. They're checking down power lines, checking on damage around the county. Shortly, they will be going out to check more on some of those trees that have hit homes and checking to make sure that everything is okay around the county now as they survey that damage. Now, the good news here, according to Rockingham County Sheriff Sam Page, he says that they have no reports of any injuries and they are hoping to keep it that way. We did check in with him earlier to get an update on what's going on around the county.
The teams are going to be established here and then go out to different areas and check to make sure power lines down, make sure nobody else is injured or anything like that. Checking with some of the people, the residents, and also assessing some of the damage the best you can do tonight. When the sun's up and you can see the power lines, you can see the damages, it'll be a lot of assessment going on here from the damages. I'm glad that I haven't heard any injuries, and I hope that's the way it stays. Nobody injured. The Lord was looking out for everybody tonight.
And these crews have a lot of work ahead of them as they are going to, as you just heard, go out more once the sun comes out, and it is a little bit safer for these crews to assess the damage around the county, but they are going to be here at this staging area, keeping an eye on things.
All right, Jenna, thank you so much. Let's take you live now to another location in Rockingham County. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson is also there tonight. Amanda, you've been driving around. You've seen plenty of damage out there, lots of down power lines and trees.
Yeah, Chad, on our way here, we actually ran into some blocks. You could say we saw some police officers blocking off roads, and we found this road here. This is Country Home Road here in Wentworth. This road is blocked off. You can't get down here because it's full of power lines and trees. A lot of the trees are cleared now, but take a look at this. This is one of the power lines that are down. The storm's coming through this area, just taking them down earlier tonight. Now I want to show you what we saw about a mile away from here. Just moments ago, huge trees taken down on top of a power line. It looks like the tops of this tree was completely ripped off. As Tim mentioned, we did have a tornado here in Rockingham County tonight. This looks like the debris from it. We did see some crews walking around assessing some of the damage. They say they have been out here all night anticipating something like this would happen in this area, but there is no timetable on when that will be cleared. But again, a lot of trees have been cleared in this area. Police officers have told me that no one was injured here.
And that is the good news tonight, Amanda. Thank you. There are thousands of power outages in Greensboro tonight. This is video from the Church Street area where it's gone dark in several neighborhoods. Here's a look at the Duke Energy outage map right now. There are thousands of outages just in Guilford County alone. It looks like there's about 7,000 outages, even more in the neighboring counties where the tornado touched down. And check out this video from the storm when it tracked through Greensboro right around 5 o'clock. It was enough to pick up a trampoline in one neighborhood. And look at this. The wind tosses the trampoline into the air, then it rolls out onto the street. Then it rolls back up the driveway and hits the homeowner's truck. They captured it all on security cam video. Now this video gives you a great idea of how hard the rain was coming down. You could barely see a thing over I-40 this afternoon. This is near the Sandy Ridge Road exit. A few minutes later, it cleared right back up. A tornado also touched down in Mebane tonight on the Orange County side. This was around 5 p.m. The storm ripped down a wall at the Gildan distribution warehouse on Washington Street. 30 people were inside at the time. No one was hurt. We heard from a man who works there. He says he had just left when the storm hit.
My first feelings was wow, okay? We've been in this building here operating for the past 26, 27 years and never had something like this right to happen before. So it was definitely a wake-up call for us. And you know, we've been hearing that there's a lot of tornado watches around the area, and I guess they decided to touch down here, unfortunately.
The Orange County government says the tornado damaged 6 buildings in the area. The storm also swept across the Charlotte area and areas north of there. These are photos from the west side of Montgomery County. A tree fell on a house at Lake Tillery. You can see it's a huge tree. The man living there, tiny compared to its trunk. Tim, I think to say that the night was wild is an understatement.
Especially if you're on the path of some of those bad ones, Chad, that's true. Not everybody saw the really bad storms, but pretty much all of us had at least something. And what I want to do right now is kind of ease your mind as you're going to bed. Right now, we're seeing the weather calming down. This has been a long process. Remember, we started looking at these things around 2 to 3 in the afternoon. So finally, we can sound the all clear for everybody. Round 1 is all the way up there. Round 2 came through just the last couple of hours. Still, a lot of people are in the dark. Guilford County has had a lot of power outages, around 5,000–6,000 at one point. That's still the case. It'll take a little while to get that back on. These thunderstorms still meant business on the tail end of the system, but this is all that's left. You have a little bit of gentle rain, not going to hurt you a bit over in Alamance County, and we have clear skies developing over the Triad. Just a selection of some of the storm reports we saw today. Obviously, the Rockingham County storm, the most impactful, but we've had bad weather a lot of different places. I did want to play for you, at least show you where that tornado went through from the Wentworth area tonight. You could see that's not a normal looking storm for the Triad area. This is that loop of all that rotation, and that's the path that we'll be looking at more closely over the next couple of days. It's cooling off a lot. You might notice this. We're down into the 50s right now. We have a cooler weekend ahead for you. Temperatures will be chilly tomorrow morning in the 50s, only warming to the upper 60s. And yes, there is rain still for your Saturday, but nothing severe. Scattered showers after 1 in the afternoon, and they'll come and go throughout the day. We'll have your Mother's Day forecast in a little more detail coming up.
Our team is here for you whenever severe weather approaches, on TV or on your phone. We're on top of it to help keep you and your family safe. New at 11, a Rockingham County man has been convicted on dogfighting charges. He will spend at least 15 years in prison. This is Derek Fuller. He was first arrested last March. Deputies found 35 dogs at a home in Madison. Investigators say they were trained to fight. 15 were so badly injured they actually had to be put down. The Rockingham County Animal Shelter actually stepped in to save as many as they could. A year later, many of the surviving dogs have been adopted. Others are still waiting for their forever home. A worker at the Procter & Gamble facility in Greensboro died in a workplace accident today. The Labor Department says the call came in around 11:30 this morning. It's not clear how the person died or their identity. An OSHA investigation is underway. A couple of updates tonight on citations issued to some local employers. The Department of Labor says they failed to report COVID-related workplace deaths within 8 hours. First, the Guilford County government. It received 2 citations. The first is connected to Deputy Lakaya Rouse. She died in October 2020. The county says that citation was dismissed. The second one stands, however. It's connected to Deputy Norman Day. He died in December 2020. The county says it wasn't sure whether to report it because he died at home. The county says it asked the Labor Department and it said yes, but because it was technically late, the state issued a citation. The Asheboro Fire Department got a citation as well. The city says it's appealed but wouldn't comment further. The state also cited Pine Ridge Nursing and Rehab in Thomasville. It's also not commenting. Remember, this is the same facility the state investigated earlier this year. The last Triad citation involves the death of Deputy Bud Fong of Montgomery County. The sheriff there told us the citation was totally unnecessary and he plans to challenge it. Tonight's storms hit the northern parts of our area hard. Now that the clouds have cleared, the cleanup begins. More from the places hit the hardest next. And we have several other stories to tell you about tonight. Triad students sharing how COVID-19 turned their senior years upside down. The memories they missed out on coming up. Our breaking news coverage continues tonight after a tornado touched down in Rockingham County tonight. There are no reports of injuries, but there is damage from Wentworth to Reidsville and beyond. Let's check in with our live teams tonight. Let's start with WFMY News 2's Grace Holland. She joins us off Wentworth Street in Reidsville.
Chad, you can see the damage behind me is extensive here on Wentworth Street. I want to walk you through what's going on right now. Back behind me, you can see the headlights of some trucks on the other side of a massive tree that fell across the road, and they are working to get that tree off of some power lines. They got to get it off before they can fix the power. And if you look around here, you're going to see that's not the only tree that fell right here on this property. There's also another massive tree. It actually seems to have split right down the middle as it fell, didn't land in the street. But right here, there's also a Madison Rockingham Rescue Squad truck that is here. They're on site, mostly giving some light to these crews that are working. And as soon as they're able to get some of this debris cleared, the next step is going to be to come in and fix those power lines, and power crews are waiting for that.
It will certainly be a couple of long days, Grace. Thank you. WFMY News 2's Jenna Krzina is also live in Rockingham County tonight. Jenna, I heard you just talking to the sheriff. Any update?
Chad, we actually had to move back. If our viewers were with us a few moments ago when we first were live out here, you saw we were a little bit closer to the command center and what was going on, but they are expecting some more trucks and first responder vehicles to be coming over this way. So we did scoot back just a little bit so that way we weren't disrupting anything. But you can see that there is a lot going on over here at this command center that is at the community college. You can see the crews are huddled up, kind of getting a game plan together. But the most important thing that we know from tonight, that update from Sheriff Page, is that at this time there are no reports of any injuries. Of course, a lot of damage and debris, but hopefully it stays that way.
Our thoughts and prayers certainly with the people of Rockingham County tonight. Jenna, thank you. The News 2 weather team is the most accurate 15 of the last 16 years. Why would you trust anybody else? When severe weather comes knocking at your door, count on us to keep you informed.
Scary stuff when that thing comes in like it did today, and we had multiple storms to track all at once. Thanks for bearing with us, and hopefully you got that safety information as quickly as you needed it. That's what we're here for, but the weather's not done. That never stops, that's for sure. The good news is that the bad stuff is over. Our storm threat is done. It won't be coming back, but what we do see, notice this huge swirling motion of weather in the middle of the East Coast. That's really coming our way. I'm going to show you this weather x-ray, as I like to call it. It's the water vapor imagery. We have some drier air moving in above us. That's taking away the storm threat, but we still have this swirling area. And what we're going to be stuck with for tomorrow are some clouds that kind of develop a lot in the afternoon and then spit out some rain from time to time. Certainly nothing like this. This was an unbelievable looking storm. And some people have said, gosh, is that the tornado? We're not really looking at the tornado there. It's somewhere in between. This would be what we call a wall cloud. It's part of the storm that lowers, rotates, and then somewhere within there is the actual funnel that produces the tornado. This is actually inflow into the storm. That rising air condenses and makes that big cloud that you see right there. This is the loop of the storm as it went through Rockingham County. We were talking about this on air. Very rare to see a hook echo like that in our region. It's just something that you often see much more in Oklahoma. This is a true supercell and a nasty storm as well. And most of the damage we've been showing you tonight is right here between Wentworth and Reedsville, right along Highway 87, and that seems to be the hardest hit so far. Thank goodness our storms are done. There goes the cold front, but as I mentioned, this low pressure area, it sticks around. So tomorrow's weather, probably the nicest part of the day, are going to be the first couple of hours in the morning before the sun does its work, because early on it'll be cool, but by the afternoon we're going to start to get these showers that develop, kind of some pesky scattered showers for the afternoon. And then by Sunday, I'm telling you, you're going to want to have a sweatshirt, a sweater, long sleeves at least, because it will be downright chilly across our region. Much of the East Coast is going way below normal for Mother's Day, just so you know. 50s tomorrow morning, upper 60s tomorrow afternoon. The best chance for rain tomorrow will be scattered showers after lunchtime. We'll keep that around through the evening as well. The weekend as the whole. Right now, I'm going to call it 61 on Sunday. I hope we get to 61. It might be a little cooler than that. It'll also be mostly cloudy. Kind of a cold one. Sorry, Mom. Heading into next week, 40s for your mornings, 70s for the afternoon. Really nice weather starts to build in. We'll talk much more about that once we get through your weekend, but hopefully everybody stayed safe in those storms today.
No doubt the last 3 school years have been tough for graduating high school seniors. The pandemic overhauled what should have been one of the most memorable years of their lives. Their stories are next.